What's up, guys? Today I have a very special video for you. Over on Twitch, I got to sit down with Ken Erwin, the creator of the second NFT project in history, and I got to ask him about what it was like to create NFTs in a time before NFTs existed, what it was like when the project was recently unearthed again. I also had a contest for viewers to draw their own pixel art, and then Ken and I chose the winning submissions. There are timestamps below for you to jump to the interview and the contest results. I hope you guys enjoy it. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for being here.
Thanks for the invite. This is really cool.
Yeah, this is, I'm super excited to just be able to talk to you. I know I've been kind of going over, in my own words, what the pixel map is, but maybe you could just quickly give us, a little rundown. Who's Ken? And what exactly is pixel map, and what inspired you to make it?
Thanks, Aftermath. I just saw your message. So I was inspired in 2016 by the Million Dollar homepage. Basically, it was like this ancient website when the internet was like first came up, basically. And the thing that I thought was that basically people could do exactly what PixelMap does. But the part that I didn't like was basically you're paying the website owner to update the tiles essentially or the pixels, and you have like no say whatsoever in it. Like you don't actually own them. So then I was like,
Mm.
it'd be really cool if you truly owned your tiles. So that was why I made it. And then I had set the price on all of them at 2eth back in 2016, which was about $20. And I could not convince anyone to buy them. I had like, I sold maybe like 20 or 30, and then completely forgot about it until like 3 or 4 weeks ago. The domain was actually going to expire in about 2 months. Um,
Wow,
yeah, it's been very crazy.
that's insane. Um, wow. So I actually Googled the Million Dollar homepage last night to try and scope out what this thing is, and it looked like they sold 1 million pixels, I guess, on this website, and I think they sold them for $1 per pixel. But it's not an NFT project, right? Is that the?
Yeah, that it was from like before like Gmail even existed. It's
Wow,
ancient.
wow.
But yeah, they got 1 million for theirs, so mine actually has gone a little bit better than that one even.
That's awesome. So how many tiles are there? I
Uh, there's three. There's 3,970. It's actually kind of a weird story because I thought there when I made it that I had 3,969. I found out that I had one extra one because I was a moron back in 2016, and I forgot that my for loop started at 0, not 1. So Daryl Morey, the 76ers president, he actually has the very last one, but there's no way to see it. Like it's this invisible tile that's not even on the map.
do you ever plan on adding that tile to the map, like just like off to the side somewhere, or?
I have no idea if it's gonna get like, yeah, do I give it like its own little baby island
Yeah.
or
Oh, that'd
I
be
have no
cool.
idea.
That'd be cool. I like that little island idea. I mean, it should be worth something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that crazy to you that like Daryl Morey, like the president of the 76ers, owns something you
Yes.
created?
Yes. That was like the first thing I told my parents. I was like, because I was trying to explain it, and they're like, "Well, who is that?" I was like, "I don't really know, but like
Hmm.
he owns the 76ers, so it's cool." It's just, yeah, it's been extremely weird.
Yeah, it's cool to me that like the president of the 76ers is a big NFT fan. Like he owns a whole bunch of all different kinds. So it's really cool that he owns a pixel map tile. And not only just any pixel map tile, but the secret hidden tile.
Yes,
Um,
yeah. I didn't find out about the hidden one. It was I was talking back and forth with Adam, and he's like, "I think you have 3,970." I was like, "No, I don't." Like, and then I looked into it and I was like, "Oh, yes, I do." That was very weird.
oh my god. Um, yeah, so like when you look at like today's landscape of NFTs, like obviously it's vastly different than what it was when you started creating things 5 years ago. Like is this something you envisioned when you started creating Pixel Map? Like where did you think NFTs were going in 5 years?
I did not know about NFTs. There's no like concept of it. It was
Interesting.
the only other thing that I'd even seen back then was Ethereum, and I just thought it was just like a bunch of us trying to do stuff for fun. I had no
Hmm.
idea. I don't know. I like yeah, it was purely a fun thing. And then somehow I didn't like check back. I mean, I was still doing stuff with crypto, but not anything like with contracts or NFTs or anything. But yeah, this was not definitely not what I was expecting, but it's been really cool.
I so what do you expect like with the insane progression of crypto and like how it's moved in 5 years? Like what do you see in 5 or 10 years from now? I mean, like we look at like, or at least I look at PixelMap as, this insane piece of history, and it's only been 5 years. Like I can't imagine 10 or 20 years from now. What do you see the future or progression of NFTs moving towards?
I I mean, obviously I probably have no idea compared to anyone else, but the thing that I find really interesting is all of the stuff around like AR, VR, and metaverses, that type of thing.
Hmm.
And a lot of them still look really ugly, kind of like Second Life combined with a cryptocurrency. But like I'm really hopeful that there's something that is just like amazing and something that's actually fun to play that kind of combines everything. And I think another part of that too is no one really like there are some websites around there, but there's no good way to really like display your NFTs. Like if you have a
Hmm.
collection and you want to show off like here's my 20 favorite, there's a couple sites that do that, but there's not really a good way. So that kind of thing. And then hopefully there's more of a tie-in to like things in real life too. Like my very first job was actually working at an insurance company, and I hate saying this because I actually liked all the people that were there. I was the system admin, but like even insurance could be a smart contract.
Hmm.
Like there's lots of things where I think smart contracts will start like actually influencing real life, not just NFTs, but like a actual, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that's something that I've been looking forward to as well in the NFT space is just more utilization than just not
yes,
to say
yeah,
another monkey art. Some people like those. I can't wait till like deeds of houses are on NFTs and
yes,
things like
yes,
that.
exactly.
Yeah, and I'm heavy into like the play to earn game space, so I very much am looking forward to more and more games coming out where pieces of the games are NFTs and that kind of thing. So with you wholeheartedly on that. And speaking of, you mentioned like there's no great ways to display like other NFTs that you own. I think I saw you maybe chatting about it in the PixelMap Discord. That a cool idea would be to have each tile maybe be a room where you could actually display other NFTs that you own. Is that something you're working on? Is there other things you're working on?
I completely forgot that. Yeah, that's where I found you in that channel. Yes, so I not like the metaverse stuff necessarily. Like I don't think that's my strength. Like to do like I don't think I can build out a 3D world. I think it would be
Hmm.
super cool to use that kind of thing. But the thing that I think I can do is yeah, exactly like what you said. The tiles themselves, like I want to make it where you kind of have like it's your little home that you have if you own them. So like say like yours for example, you have two tiles right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'd be super cool if you click that and it goes into a two-room house, like
Mm.
connected exactly how your tiles are. And then because the ownership of the tiles is tied to obviously like your crypto account, then it would be very easy to have like basically where the website's able to pull up all of your NFTs that you own that aren't related to PixelMap, and you could just like display them in little portraits or something on the wall. Or like one of the things that's really hard with Ethereum right now is just trying to get a hold of someone else.
Mm.
Like you can try send them a message on the blockchain. Like if you have no idea what their name is, it's really hard. But I think it'd be really cool to have where if you sent like a signed message, that could show up as like a little letter in your tile house or something.
Hmm.
I don't know. I know that sounds probably a little stupid, but I just think it'd be really cool and fun.
Yeah, like kind of like a guest book, so to say. Like you could check in someone
Yeah.
else's tile and just be like, "Hey, I was here." That sounds
Yep.
cool.
Yep. Yep.
Is there any other besides like the house or room type aspect? Is there any other things that you're working on for Pixel Map, or even just anything you're working on in general in the NFT space?
Uh, really, right now it's just basically fixing like the code base that I had in 2016. It was bad in 2016, So if you add like all of the years since then, it's an abomination. And I've killed most of it, but I'm trying to just I've hired a couple of people that are like freakishly good. There's
Hmm.
a person named Dazzle that has been doing all the front end work for me, like to help out. That's why the site looks quite a bit better. So for the like short term, just making the site more user friendly, where it works with every kind of wallet, and just make it like generally feel better.
That's cool.
Um, I also need to be ready in case like Nintendo ever gets mad at me. So I need to find some pixel artist for the background because I still want that same feeling. I mean, it might not even be an issue, but that I did not expect this website to have like more than 5 people on it. So like, I don't know, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm trying to get I mean, I'm looking at some of the other NFTs and what they've been doing, like CryptoPunks and Curio,
Hmm.
and I definitely want to go down the same route and like look at like maybe doing something at like one of the auction houses, that kind of thing down the line. I think that would be really interesting.
Interesting.
Um, I don't know. It's I'm like a lot of people on your channel probably are more caught up than me just because they've been following you. I'm like 3 weeks in on 2021, so next couple of weeks I'm just gonna be getting caught up. But yeah, it's gotten crazy. It's just a really fun space.
Yeah. You mentioned the background is actually from Mario. I did not know that. I knew.
Zelda.
Oh, it's from
It's
Zelda. Oh, it's from. Okay. It does look very Zelda-esque.
It
But
does for good reason. Yeah, and Nintendo doesn't usually like those things, so I've got to find if you have anyone in your channel that is an amazing pixel artist, I might want to talk to them.
oh my god, that's hilarious. I know a lot of people upload things like I saw a lot of Mario, like the stars and the mushrooms and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if there's
Yep, yep.
can I guess because no one knows who owns these things. Like I guess Nintendo can't get mad about that, or can they? I don't know.
They should there should like yeah, because I don't own them.
Yeah,
There's not really a way to yeah. And I don't think they would even care about that, but the background
yeah,
I think might be
that's
a little
fair.
too much.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, Is there any ideas for what the community might help develop on top of PixelMap was actually my next question, and getting some background art is a good start. But is there anything else that the community might be helping to develop?
So that part has been really weird because like when I revived the project, I literally didn't even have an image editor that still worked because all the packages had died since 2016. And I had someone that built one before I even got mine running. Like it's crazy seeing how fast people are doing things.
Mm,
The big thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that like everything that I'm doing is open sourced. So like if someone wants to spin up their own like fork of PixelMap, they can.
hmm,
But I also want to have basically I'm working on rebuilding the API right now so that it uses a thing called the graph underneath, which makes it where there's a really simple like GraphQL interface to it. And that way if anyone like say there was a random person that was playing like Minecraft or something and they wanted to use the API and they knew how to mod, like I want people to basically be able to put their tile or pixel map in whatever they want. Like I don't need to be the only one controlling it because like the
hmm.
people once they own their tiles, I want them to feel like they can do whatever they want with them because that was the whole point was making it so people do own them.
Yeah. Um, I'm still stuck on the Zelda thing. Are you a big Zelda fan? Is
I
that why you
am.
chose
Yeah.
Zelda? Oh, okay.
Yes.
we
Yeah.
we were just playing Link's Awakening the other day in the Discord, so we're big Zelda fans around here too. So that's pretty cool.
That game's freaking awesome. Like the shopkeeper that like tasers you is
Yes.
awesome.
I love it. That's like I've remembered it from my childhood, and I remember running circles around him to try and make him lose focus, and then run out the door. That's like the only thing I remembered from the game. But I had such
Yes,
nostalgia
yes.
rewatching this game being played. Um, so was this your first ever NFT like project, or was there anything else that you had done that was similar in any way that you maybe abandoned, or?
This is the only one that I actually like followed through on at all. I had other ideas that I wish I had followed up on. One was I thought it would be cool to make basically a crypto eBay, like essentially OpenSea.
Open, yeah.
Like I was thinking about that in 2015, and then I was like, if I do it completely decentralized, I'd never make any money off of it anyway. So like that's probably a stupid idea. And like sitting here now, I don't.
Oh no.
Yeah, that I think they are bringing in like infinite money now.
Whew.
So
Yeah. Sorry to ask that one then. That probably
oh
hurts.
no, it's cool seeing like everything that's just like popped up. Like one of the other things that I wish existed was like if you look at Uber or Lyft.
Hmm.
There doesn't, I mean, yes, the UI and everything is really nice, but in my mind, there doesn't need to be a company like that that's kind of scraping off the top. Like, I would love to have that be decentralized, where there's literally like all the money for the drives are going straight to the drivers, because then it would be cheaper probably, and it would just be like, I think that's a really good use case. The problem is obviously like Ethereum gas prices would make that impossible, but like maybe on a different chain or something.
Yeah, or a layer two maybe. Um,
Yep, yep.
Actually, this is one of like the ideas that has stuck with me maybe the most is actually if we had self-driving cars and then all the money just went to the car itself and then the car would have programming that it knew when it needed to go get like checkups and so then it could use whatever profit like and it could take the minimalist amount of profit and it would go drive itself into the shop and be like, hey, I need to get new tires, and then it would go right back out onto the street and start picking people up again, and there'd be no
That'd be so
middleman
freaking cool.
whatsoever. Yeah, so that's one of the. I don't know if it's a real use case. I don't know where I read it or if I thought I don't know what, but it's one of the ideas that has stuck with me the most that I think would be like the coolest use case that I can if in the future, obviously, but one of the cool things that I've thought of. I mean, or
That's
I
cool.
read somewhere. I don't think I came up with that idea. So you said the original price of the tiles was 2 ETH, and I say ETH, not ETH, but now I feel like I'm
It's
doing it
probably
wrong.
no, it's probably ETH. Like whatever you guys all said. Yeah, I'm outdated. I don't think anyone had any idea what to call it back then.
But how did you pick the price of 2 ETH? Like, what made you decide 2 ETH was like the price point to go with?
I'd have to do the math again, but I have a feeling I have less space than the $1 million homepage because I
Hmm,
wanted I don't remember how I picked the number, but I want to say at the moment I launched the contract that would have gotten me $1 million if I sold all of them. That was
interesting.
probably my goal.
Interesting. Do you remember, like, did you expect the price of ETH to go up in 5 years, or was it just something you never even thought of, or?
I sold 500 ETH at 2 cents.
Oh no. Moment of
So
silence.
to answer your question, I thought it would go up, but not like this kind of up.
uh,
Like yeah.
I'm kind of with you there. I bought ETH at $4, and then I sold I think 500 at $20. So I did a little bit better than you, but not much. I still regret it every day of my life.
Yes, yeah. Like I've successfully dodged being wealthy until now. Like I've tried very hard. So that's funny.
Yeah. Is it crazy to you to see how far crypto has come like in 5 years? Like, is it just mind boggling
It's
to
an
even think that it's anywhere near what it's at now? Or does it make
it,
sense now in
it
today's terms of, progress that we've made?
No, it's insane. The part that I'm really excited about, honestly, is the proof of stake stuff. Like I've wanted that for Ethereum forever, and it looks like that
Hmm.
might actually happen. But like Cardano or Polkadot or Solana, like I don't know enough about any of those to actually like. No one should be listening to me saying anything and think I know what I'm talking about on those or that they're good. But just the concepts behind them look really neat, and just making something that scales even better.
Hmm.
Ideally for me, I hope that's Ethereum that moves to proof of stake, but that kind of stuff is just really cool. And the DeFi stuff, or like I mean, there were ICOs back when I was doing it, and that's kind of the extent of it. But there's so many contracts now, like especially with the standards around ERC tokens, that like just by wrapping something into one of those tokens, you get literally infinite functionality. Like there's things that people can do with NFTs that I just never would have imagined back then being possible or like reusable. Everything
Hmm.
was very like you write it once, it works just for you. The other part of that too is the tooling. Like back then, there was like nothing, like literally nothing. It was just like you'd have this little horrible Solidity editor that did, I don't think it even had like error checking. And
Hmm.
then now you have things like Hard Hat or Truffle or I don't even know all of them, but it's just so much easier now.
Interesting. Um, so you mentioned that like you had completely forgotten about this project for years. How did you find out that it was like resurfaced, and what was it like that day when all of a sudden, all this? What happened that day? Walk us through it.
So that week was the weirdest week of my life for many, many reasons. My dad actually had a heart attack and had to get a double bypass
Oh my
the
god.
same week. So like I was literally in the hospital the majority of the time
Oh
this was all
jeez.
happening. So like I was super depressed and super happy
Oh.
simultaneous. Like I don't even know like it was a very weird feeling. I
Wow.
don't know. Like I couldn't tell if the universe hated me or loved me. But it started because Adam McBride, he'd reached out to me on LinkedIn and Gmail and basically said like, "Hey, are you the owner of PixelMap? If you are, I think you could make a ton of money." And I was like, "Who is this like scammer person?" Like, because I mean, we all get things that are like, "Hey, you might get this." You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
doesn't sound very normal.
Yeah.
Responded was because he had mentioned PixelMap, which like the site had been literally powered off since 2017. So it's like, how would a scammer even know about this? So I ended up hopping on a Zoom with him, and he kind of started explaining like the NFT space and told me, I think you made like the second oldest or one of the oldest NFTs. I was like Googling NFTs, and I was like, Jesus, yeah, I did. So it was it was very weird,
That's
but
amazing.
cool.
That's crazy. Wow. So how many tiles were like distributed back in 2016/2017 versus how
Only
many?
like 20 or 30. Like I remember
Wow.
making I think like $400 and bragging to literally everyone about it. Like
Oh,
it's like
I love it.
yeah. So it's been a very different yeah. It's just weird.
That's insane. Did you like know most of the people who bought the tiles back then, or was it just like random people on the internet that found them, or?
So that story is actually funny too because they were random people on the internet. But one of them, his name's I think Peter Sussman. He goes by the Eighth Bit. He was the one. He bought like four tiles, and that was when I was overjoyed. I was like, "Oh my God, like this is like 300 McDoubles. Like this is insane." And anyway, so I had talked to him back then on Getter, and then I talked to him very recently. He's actually super active in the Ethereum Discord.
Hmm.
And he's still like he never really left the space. And it turns out he became independently wealthy from I think an ICO that he launched somewhere in the middle since then.
Wow.
It's just very weird. The funny story though is he had four tiles. He unfortunately lost the key to them,
Oh no.
so they are now deceased. Like
Oh.
he those will never be touched again. But I did a lottery when I first revived the site, and he was one of the winners. And like
Oh
it was not rigged or anything.
wow.
It was just like it was super cool.
That's
So yeah, he
awesome.
lost four, but he did get one back.
That's
So
that's
that was
so
really
cool.
nice.
It comes full circle. Did he have art on the
Yeah,
four that he lost, or are they just?
he 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 did. I'm trying to remember what he
It,
put.
it seemed
Like
it seemed like a lot of the old ones were like Bitcoin logos, or at least the
yeah, all
center
of
tiles.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that were the originals were in the center and then all four corners. And my little dog at the bottom left,
Yeah.
I just realized that I do not have that one. So that like
Oh
it
no.
will be tailless for the rest of his life.
Unless is it just that you lost the tile or someone else owns it?
No, I guess I sold it. I don't know when I sold it. So
Maybe some
yeah,
good
hopefully
Samaritan
there's
will
a
come forward and put a tail on that
yeah,
dog.
tail the dog. Yes.
If you're out there watching, we're looking for you. We need you to come forward and put a tail on the dog.
Yes.
That is hilarious. What did you expect people would use like the pictures for and the URLs initially? Like did you think it'd be like for advertising or just for fun, kind of put their own personal home GeoCities or whatever we were using back then.
I don't know if I had any idea. Like, probably advertising. I've been really happy because I really like that they're being used more for like people's art. Like, I
Mm,
think that's a really neat use case.
yeah.
And yeah, like the I love JPEGs one. I found that one really funny.
Yeah.
I remember one of the oldest ones, like back in 2016. I clicked it and it was someone's video playlist of them doing Zelda a cappella, which was like the strangest, but it was so cool. Like it fit in. But yeah, it's fun just seeing like the sites are so random. Like
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's very fun though. Like anytime I see a tile updated, I'm like, what's this go to?
Yeah, it's definitely really cool. I think we're gonna be uploading this interview to YouTube, and you guys will be able to go to PixelMap.io and check out the link to this very YouTube video is going to be uploaded onto my PixelMap tile. So I think that's a cool use case to self-referentially go back and forth between the two. So
That's super cool.
that's my plan. Um, Last question for you is: are there any other NFT projects out there that you're excited about? I know you kind of said you've just come back from hibernating from NFTs, maybe, but is there anything you've piqued your interest?
So that's a that's a good question. This is not like investment advice. Like I have not done enough
Yes, do
research.
your own
The
research, people.
Yes, yeah. There's one that I saw and like I don't know anything about it, but it was like Bitmoji or no, that's Snapchat's thing. What was it called? It was like these little monkeys that were really like cool looking. They look like little monkeys from like an old Donkey Kong game. Um
Huh.
and then and that's not like I'm not saying there's anything special about them. It's just they were procedurally generated, I think,
Hmm.
and I it was just like the nostalgia factor was there. There's another one that's like a it's going to sound really odd, but it's called Fluff World. It's like these little weird, kind of creepy looking 3D rabbit things. But the way that it's I guess it's like this group of Kiwis that made them, and the thing that I'm more interested in is what they're wanting to do with them. Like
Hmm.
I think that they're planning on doing a bunch of tie-ins into like metaverse stuff.
Oh, cool.
So it's not the rabbits so much. Like they actually look a little bit disturbing to me. It's the like functionality of tying into like a 3D world. So anything that's doing that, I'm really interested in. Like I have a VR headset that I literally use for nothing other than like Beat Saber.
Hmm.
So having something else to do with it would be really cool.
That's awesome. So what do you say? Are you ready to dive into some of these submissions here and help me pick a winner for what we're going to upload potentially to my pixel map tiles?
Oh yeah, there are a lot of really cool submissions.
So, all right, first of all, we've got this beauty. I mean, what do you think of this beauty? I don't know
Oh,
if you
the
can
one
see
that
how
you
much.
did at the beginning?
Oh, he saw that I did it. Darn, I was hoping he'd
I
give it a
did.
10 out of 10 and we could just call it
It
the
is
winner.
classy. It looks like the flag of a country, but I don't know which one.
That's fair. Next up, we've got this one submitted by J Money. It's a self-portrait of J Money. I like the peace sign. I think it's probably a little weird to upload a picture of J Money onto my tiles, so we'll probably pass on that one. But I like it. I like the peace sign a lot. How do you feel about this one?
It's interesting. Who's should I know who J Money is?
No, you should not. No one should know who
Okay.
J Money is. He said I
Gotcha.
didn't know what it was for when I made it. That's fair.
I didn't know.
I didn't know any better. Then we've got the Dog with Coffee. So Dog with Coffee by Rid. I added the background for you, Rid, so you didn't get disqualified. He initially left it transparent. I had to explain to him, I believe you can't do transparent tiles, right? Like you can't have transparency on PixelMap. Uh-oh. We seem to have lost your audio.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yep, now we can.
It'll make it black if it's transparent.
Ah, okay. So maybe I should change it back to the way that the artist initially intended. Black transparency. And there is Rid's submission. Dog drinking coffee. I like it. It's very simple,
I
but
like dogs.
love
Do you like
dogs.
dogs?
And then we got a bench by Verbal Shadow. Very simple. I feel,
It's 3D actually. Like that.
yeah,
That's
yeah. You were saying you like VR. This is basically VR pixels. Not at all. Um, Let me see. Am I picking? Are you picking more than these four? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna copy. I have to copy and paste everything from the Discord one by one here, because that's what level of technology we're working
oh.
with. So here's
There's
the
one
next.
that's super cool.
Oh, squirrel
Sorry.
with a heart. That's super cute. I
That
like
is
this one.
super. Yeah,
I like that a
and it's like the
lot.
Zelda heart
I
too.
was gonna say it
Yeah.
looks just like the Zelda heart. Maybe I have to dock points if you stole the heart directly from Zelda, but
I'm biased, but that one's pretty lovable. And I'm a dog person, but I still like it.
yeah, okay. Let's drag them in order of it's on top. All right, I think this is my favorite so far. I love the heart and the little squirrel. Very cute. Ken submitted one that's much larger than
You can ignore that one.
it doesn't even fit in my little pre-built thing here. What is this that you
Ignore that
submitted?
abomination. It was supposed to be a tree, but like I am not an artist.
Oh, okay, so you drew it for the submission, but then you didn't save it as a. I'll drag it out on screen
Just
real quick.
i-
There
ignore
you go.
that.
I like that tree. I like trees. And what did you draw this in? What is this? Is this
That's
Mario
Mario
Paint?
Paint.
It's been so long.
If you notice the little X's on the squares, that's where I got the X's for PixelMap.
Wait, I need to go back and look at this now. Oh wow, look at that. This is history in the making right here. These little X's are for where the pixel map came from. Wow. So you stole the background from Zelda and the
I stole everything.
and the X's from Mario Paint. Very nice. Love to see it. Next up, we've got. I'm making a new layer here. Paste this one in. GMR. I don't know what that stands for. I might need some help. This is from Ravenor. What is GMR? Does this mean anything to you?
Does
Good.
not mean anything to me.
Good morning. Good. I'm not sure. I'm gonna say that one
Give
doesn't.
me a raise.
Give me a ray. I like that. I'm gonna say that one doesn't quite beat out the squirrel. Squirrel's still my fave. Verbal Shadow resubmitted a. This looks more like maybe we need to zoom out.
I'm not gonna. Is it? I want to feel bad because I'm not sure what.
Yeah, I feel
Is
like
it
maybe it's like land and water or something.
a, a lily pad?
Oh, lily pad would be very cool. If I had the tiles above it, I'd put like a frog above it. But I don't own
That
those
would be
tiles.
legit.
It's a pickle. It's a pickle. All right, a pickle's
Of
legit.
course it is.
Of course it's a pickle. Obviously, it's a pickle. I don't know how we didn't see that. Actually, I kind of like that a lot. We'll leave it up here.
I mean,
with the,
I would put the pickle like up beneath the squirrel,
Yeah.
but above the
Okay. I think we'll put the doggo one up here too. We'll pick like the top three maybe, and then maybe we'll let the chat do a poll or something and have them pick between the top three.
That'd be cool.
Let's see what else we got here. We got a
How often
bunch.
do you do these streams? Like, I'd love to just watch like the next ones.
So normally what I do is stream like video games. This is like my first stream where I'm just kind of chatting with you, and this is a lot of fun. So I do hope to do stuff similar to this in the future of interviewing people and chatting with different creators throughout the NFT blockchain world. But yeah, I stream
That's
every
cool.
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6 to 9 Eastern time.
Oh wow, that's some commitment. That's awesome.
Yeah. This one says Copper Pitch, which I like, but I feel like when it's this small, it's probably going to be hard to see it. I like that this seems to be like a carrot, perhaps. Is that what this is supposed to be?
That one might work on two tiles. Like, I'm trying to see what it would look like that small. I think it still turns out okay.
did I just paste this over top of someone else's? Oh, I paste. No, I didn't. Okay, we're good.
It's actually really hard to fit that much text on 2 squares, so that's kind
Yeah.
of impressive.
Here's a landscape. I like
Okay,
the
that one's
landscape.
freaking awesome.
This
It's
is
like,
really cool.
did Bob Ross do that one?
Let's see who did this one. This one was done by Ravnor. Very cool. I like this a lot. We'll keep this one. We'll keep this one in the top 3 here. I think the copper pitch text, I like it a lot, but I think it's gonna be too much for 2 squares, probably. I feel like I skipped J Money. I know you resubmitted one. Oh, there it is. I did skip yours. Let me get J Money's up here. He resubmitted one of me. Instead of a self-portrait, he did one of me, also doing a peace sign. I like it. It's simple, probably fits nicely in 2 little tiles. But I can definitively say I've never given a peace sign in my life. So I'm not sure.
It almost looks like a CryptoPunk, almost.
That's the other thing, is maybe it looks a little too much CryptoPunk-esque. And unfortunately, I do not own any CryptoPunks. Let's see here. Did I get this one? Okay, here is one from Rico. That's also of me. I'm not sure what I'm looking. Am I playing Pong? What are these? I'm looking at something. Oh, okay. So I normally, like, a lot of times I play Gods Unchained, and I believe this is the rope.
Oh, gotcha.
The rope burning out here, and these are cards. So I like it. I'm playing card game. Very cool. My eyes look a little bit freaky though.
The submissions are actually like, either I'm a horrible pixel artist or people are really fast. Like, these are really cool.
Yeah, these are awesome. Let me see if I missed any. I think there's 1 or 2 more. Okay. Oh, we got a variation on the copper pitch theme from Soul One. Made it black and white here. I like this one more than the other one for sure. I still think my top 3
cool.
are probably these 3 though, but we'll go over the top 3 in a second. Let me get back here. Unfortunately, Discord does not let you zoom in, so like everything is so tiny in the Discord. I have to copy everything. Okay, and then we got one last. A vase of a pitcher. It's a copper pitcher. Oh my god. Wow.
That one looks the most expensive. It's classy.
And my name's Copper Pitch, so a copper pitcher. Wow. I mean, I feel like that has to automatically be in the top 3. Wow. I think that's the last one. I hope I didn't miss any. If I did, somebody yell at me real quick. Scrolling through here real quick one last time. Oh wait, I think I did miss one. Did I miss this one? I did. Oh no, I missed it from Animo, and Animo's been helping me make an NFT, so his art is very awesome. Definitely don't want to cut him out. Sorry, Animo. Here's Animo's. He made a little sunset horizon. It's pretty cool. So I think that's it. I got them all this time. So what are your top 3? I know it's tough to pick. These are all super awesome. Like, nobody here did a bad job. So apologies that we have to pick favorites here, but only one person can unfortunately win.
The landscape one is like the bomb. Like, if you don't use that one, I feel like I'm going to put that on a tile.
Oh, that's so cool.
Like,
multiple winners.
the copper one is just classy. Like, it looks like a Picasso or something. And then the little squirrel is just like really lovable.
Yeah. I think those are my top 3 as well. J Money already set up the poll, so I just accidentally kicked it off, or he kicked it off. I don't know what happened, but it's kicked off. So go ahead and vote in the chat. You got the copper pitcher, which I will show that one again. That is this one here. We got the landscape, that is this one here. And we got the squirrel, which is this one here. So it's open for about another 30 seconds or so, 45 seconds maybe. So get your votes in, and whatever is the winner is what we're going to upload to the tile. If you don't love the squirrel, your afterlife will be fiery. Yikes. No threats, please, in the chat. You can freely choose whichever one you would like. There is the beautiful landscape, although Ken did say he might use this himself if it doesn't win here. And there's the copper pitcher, which is a hilarious pun. You gotta, that counts for something. And yeah, the winner will take home an MLB Topps standard pack. It's on the Wax blockchain. It's neck and neck. There is two. The landscape and the squirrel are tied right now. So it seems to be between the squirrel and the landscape. Is anyone going to break the tie with about 20 seconds left? Oh, one of you out there has the power to decide the fate of my tiles. Guys, I can see the timer. It's ticking down. Someone's got to throw that final vote. I still haven't voted. I could pick the winner right now. I have the power. Someone's got to be a tie. I don't want to do it, but if no one else is going to do it, I'm going to do it. Oh no, I just clicked 1 second too late. It's been tied. Landscape and the squirrel are tied. Wow.
What if you remove the copper pitcher?
All right,
because there were 2 votes there.
Yeah, although that might split it still 6-6. Yeah, let's do a runoff, J Money, if you could set that up real quick. Hopefully we can get a wheel of death. Sometimes we spin the wheel of death on the stream if need be. We'll have to just leave it up to chance. Let me know, J Money, if you can get that back up. Should be back up in 1 second here. Here we go. Runoff is up. It's just between the landscape and the squirrel. You got the squirrel, you got the landscape. Which one will you guys choose? Oh, so far, a lot of squirrels. Oh no, landscape's making a comeback. Oh no, it's 6-5.
Oh my god.
I will throw in a deciding vote here this time if need be. It's more than halfway done. Which one are you guys gonna pick? Closer to original size? All right, let me zoom out a little bit. Someone didn't vote this time that voted last time. Oh no, it's 6-6. Oh no. All right, I'm gonna have to throw in the deciding vote here. And the winner is... I have chosen landscape as the winner. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, Soul One. I had to go with the landscape. It is very beautiful. I know the squirrel. I feel bad for him.
The squirrel people are so angry.
I have outraged the chat. I'm so sorry. I do love the squirrel so much. Maybe I'll have to buy 2 more pixel tiles. If I had the money to do that, I would. Sorry, guys. Someone else can freely upload this, though. If you want to take a screenshot right now of the YouTube video and upload this on your tiles, hey, free art to use for your tiles.
You see like 10 squirrels tomorrow on the map.
I would be overjoyed if that was true. I would be so happy. Oh, he's gonna sell the squirrel. Free the squirrel. Oh no. So do we know who made this landscape? Let me double check who made the landscape. The landscape was submitted by Ravenor. Rucky92 in the chat. Thank you very much. Awesome. I'll hit you up in the Discord later. And yeah, perfect. PM me in the Discord and we'll get you hooked up with your prize. And that's going to do it, guys. Thank you all so much for submitting all of these things. I really appreciate it. I had a ton of fun. Ken, thank you so much for doing this. This was an absolute blast. Learned a ton.
It was super fun.
Had so much fun. Yes, anytime. I'd love to do it again at some point.
You know where I have the jacked up little dog like pieces that are on the bottom?
Yeah.
If you send me the link that you're gonna have to this video, I'll put the squirrel on those 2.
Oh, that's awesome. So let me pull up PixelMap one more time. So these two little tiles down here, the jacked up extra dog tiles. Sounds like we might have ourselves a squirrel after all, guys. So you guys can calm down with your squirrel rage. And these two tiles right up here will be a landscape now. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Ken, one last time, thank you very much for doing this. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night, everybody.
See ya.